Hello and welcome to the 100 most prolific NES Speedrunners 2025 end of year review. It's a celebration of NES speedrunning by ranking runners of officially licensed US PAL released games for the NES. So what exactly is NES Prolifics? It's a measurement of every official licensed US PAL release for the NES. Some PAL games have been flipped with the Japanese equivalents if they've been played more. We try to mix both breadth and depth so that it's not just how many games you play or playing the most popular games, but a bit of a combination of everything. And then just more and more information about this. The important thing here at the bottom is there is a document attached that explains how all of these things are calculated. And it is now 2 years old. We started this just over 2 years ago. So we'll have some fun stats. But first, we're going to do the normal monthly update. As you can see, standings were updated on December 31st through January 2nd using either Speedrun.com or Mega Man leaderboards. So who's the most prolific NES speedrunner in December? Number 25 was Emil Sinkler. Got 556 points and new world record, which I believe was Tom and Jerry. Some new strats in that one. 24, Mikey Deisenbach. Since already this year has got another world record in Super Pitfall, although I think it is already beat. 3, Yed Pryor. I believe that time, those points are also from Tom and Jerry. Although, wasn't already on the board as high up as Emo was, so gained a few more points. 22nd, Angry Links. 21st, Fuser Games. For 20, Grayskull. Grayskull's always in, like, the teens. J. Fred. One new world record. That is in Star Trek The Next Generation. Congratulations to J. Fred. 18th, Floyd, 1977. One new world record. That is in Dr. Mario. 3 different people set Dr. Mario world record this month. Floyd has the current title. People finally using seed identification to push themselves forward in that one. 17 is Retro Gaming 2084. 16 is Louis, who briefly had the world record in Home Alone 2 before Scarface Nico took it back. 15 is Ray Dude. And much like Grayskull, every month, 4 to 6 new games. Number 14 is Big Otas. Number 13, Hyrexen. That was Hammer and Harry, which he has since taken the world record in. So again, another game that this has happened since the new year started. Number 12, Neural 89. I tried tracking all of the world record changes for Neural, and I'm kind of confused. So can't even get into all of it. Had the Dr. Mario world record, lost it. Believe got or broke the tie in was it Stack Up? Broke the tie in Stack Up. Got the world record in Pac-Man. Lost something else, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Number 11 is Perfect Finn, who hadn't really speedrun in a while. It's been on my radar, but came back this last month. Oreb 7, 1,100 points, 2 games, 2 new world records. One of them was Karate Champ. I couldn't actually figure out what the other one was. I may not have done enough research. Number 9, June's 88, 1,100 points. Let's see, June's back and active. Number 8 was Amqua, 1,100 points over 2 new games. Number 7, Firebroth, 1,200 points over 3 games. Number 6, Tom Cabs, 1,300 points, 2 new games, 1 new world record. That is RoboCop. Hard. This is a big off month for Tom Cabs, and he still gets 6th. 5th place, Ryu Hayabusa 89, 1,400 points, 8 games, 1 new world record. I think that might have, I forget, but that's a world record tie. We'll see later. Number 4, Alicon, 1,451 points, 3 new games. Now, I do have to warn you, the next, the top 2 on this list are incredibly tight, the closest we have ever had. So, just a warning of that. Number 3 is Ashton RTA, 1,694 points, 6 new games. So, number 2 was Smart Alec 24, 1,846 new points on 1 new game. Went back and improved a lot of old runs this month. So, welcome back to speedrunning Smart Alec. Took a bit of a break. And number 1 was Flecke with 1,868 points, 4 new games, 22-point difference. That is 1 spot on most sports. So congratulations to Flecke as December's most prolific winner. All right, now to the full list. We're doing the normal scroll because last year took way too long to go through everything, so we decided against changing it too much this year. Let's see. A lot of the bottom half of the top 100 is fairly inactive, but Amquat jumping back into the top 100 has been in and out a few times. Omega Como went up slightly as well. Fuser up to 90th. It was 95th before. Go. We had a very close one here between Retro Gaming 2084 and Substyly. 0.27 point difference. Yeah, and welcome to everybody in Twitch chat. Carter jumped up a little bit. As of this update, has the Dig Dug 2 world record, but has since had that taken from him. Unfortunately, that was not updated in time. So he might end up losing a little bit of ground here after this one. Let's see. Veston was somebody this year who gained a ton of ground. Had run a lot of games, went back through and improved a lot of those times and really jumped up on the board. June's 88 up to 65th. He's somebody who has been close to being out a couple of times on the list. I'm pretty sure he's been 88 multiple times too. So Mikey dies a lot, moves up just a little bit. I think his goal was to be a very particular number spot, and he keeps getting a little too high for it. See. Yeah, Apollo, they're holding strong at 60th. Again, with the Super Pitfall World Record just recently. Has lost it, and then has gotten it back all on the same day. There's all sorts of crazy stuff's going on with that game. Jack Pro is somebody else over the course of this year, has moved up quite a bit. Has taken down some really strong world records and pushed some really difficult games. Sci-Town, somebody else who was struggling to stay in the top 100 for a while and was really pushed through. In fact, seeing him, I believe he just beat the world record in Ivan Stewart's Off-Road, which Super Pit Pro has held. That, again, is not reflective on this list, but it's funny to see them next to each other. Some really strong years from J-Fred and Angry Lynx as well. Both have moved up quite a bit. And here's where we start to see some of the, like Joe Polito and Sasha Gaming, both huge, heavy numbers of games they burned through. Orb 7 continually moving up, hitting a lot of world records. Firebroth also having a pretty strong year. I think he's moved up about 15 spots over the course of the year. Professor Retro, another person who just continually churns out game after game and keeps inching up the list. And we have some runners like Zoda has put in a ton of time in certain months to have huge amounts of points, and then we'll go into hibernation for half the year. You never know when the interest is going to get him and he's just going to hit the gas. Darth Tyrell, Ray Dude, Grayskull, all people who just keep churning out runs here and there, just keep inching up the boards, or even treading water in some cases. Actually had White Hat had some runs submitted for him that I wasn't aware of and moved up a little bit in the boards. Neural 89, maybe the biggest, maybe not the biggest increase, but one of the biggest ones of the year. Really just has hit so many games, been world record hunting so hard. Joseph H. Tobin Jr. has moved up quite a bit. Beat Zero has moved up a ton. Almost overlooked Sin there. Sin has moved up a whole lot this year as well. Demian Neville, or Demian Prolifikovich, as they saw him called once, just shot up this list like crazy and kind of spearheaded a lot of people's interest from those sorts of communities. We see JKL there up to 11th at 42,133, 42,496. So it was very close again. 10th place. Rio Hayabusa strongly in 9th. S Cardinality in 8th. Looking forward to seeing what happens this year with a lot of new games on his radar. Hardcore is in 7th. Arcus in 6th. Toad is now in 5th place, with Smart Alec passing him this month. Smart Alec, every time Smart Alec gets passed, he just comes right back. He's been right around in that number the whole time. Yes, Tom Cab still in 3rd, Lack Attack up to 2nd, and Zarkonis holding on to 1st, the over 18,000 point lead. So, now, even more stats. We have the highest rank increases for the month. Omquat went from 109th to 94th. Carter, Retro Gaming 284 both jumped up a bit, and you can see the rest. This month was a little bit calm. Nobody doing huge prolific pushes this month, so we didn't see any of the gigantic slingshots, but there was still plenty of progress to be had. Most new runners per game. Super Mario Brothers, always. If it doesn't, it's a surprise. Of course, my pick here, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, had a lot of movement this month. Most new games. Yeah, someone in chat talking about Gremlins. Yeah, I had a few new people this month. Kind of surprisingly. And the world record changes, again, like there's been already so many world record changes, and again, one from last year I wasn't able to catch, so we'll see a lot of flips. Sorry. Alright, 2025 year in review. in recap. Most games ran, again, by virtue of the prolific stats, with Smart Alec in first with 403, which is 57.08%, and then you can see the rest of the way down. Some newer names that popped onto this list, Ray Dude and Sin, both were not on this list last year. Also, Vestin, and I think Ryu Hayabusa was barely on this list. He's jumped up quite a bit as well. And Lack almost to 300. The gap is closing slightly at the top, which is inevitable because there's only so many NES games some people want to run. The highest points per game, this is kind of a strange statistic, but I like showing it anyway because it tends to indicate people who either tend to just be very good at very popular games. Yes, there's definitely a like the Becco Ohan. I think the only difference is that Becco has run Mr. Gimmick, but otherwise they are 6 Mega Man games, 3 Ninja Gaiden games, and they're all worth a lot of points, so being good in those will bring you up on this list pretty strongly. Now we have our new world record holders in 2025. Go over this a little bit, because there are many pages. And we saw 3D World Runner was Mr. Pleasant, Abadox, Starwind, we see Nescar, they'll be on here a few times. There are some really good world record fights. If you see a star, that means they tied a world record. If you see this up thing, I forget what this is called, this means they improved their own world record this year. And in the document attached, the progression document, I actually document how many times they set these world records, but it's a little tedious to show all that on screen. Carrot, thank you. Oh. The Battle of Olympus had a fun new strategy involved where they just kind of YOLO the boss a little earlier with less stuff, and that saw a set of new world records there. There was a Blades of Steel fight for a little while. I don't know if there was something slightly new about that one, but we saw Nescar and Chardcore going with that one a little bit. Yeah, that was a good point. Every Batman game had a new world record this year. Oh gosh. So what else do we have? Let's see. Oh, Caesar's Palace had a bit of a fight going back and forth. Can't remember. I think Vegas Dream did as well, with some of the same names. Even more people tying the California Games World Record. Championship Bowling, I remember this. I got up and I tied J. Fred's world record. Then he goes back and beats it to break the tie, and then Notorious comes along and beats us both, which I spelled his name wrong. Sorry, Notorious. Oh yeah, Yoka breaking the Chessmaster world record was pretty exciting too. That was a really hard tie to break. Chippendale 2 had a bunch of new stuff go on this year. I think there was some sort of RNG seeding. Yeah, Joseph H. Tobin Jr. broke his own world record, then it was Nathan, then Tobin, and then Neural, then Nathan, then Neural, and Nathan back and forth. Let's see. What other ones do I want to highlight? Deja Vu was all over the place. That was included, I think, in the second Big 20 in a row at the beginning of the year, and just blew up for a while. Tom Cab's getting it, Nescar getting it back, then Tom Cabs and Prissy fighting back and forth for that. Mentioned before the Dig Dug 2 world record, kind of at the end of the year, but from what I have seen, Ness Cardinality has taken that one back too. Dr. Mario is its whole new thing. Neural the first person to extensively seed route and got the world record. Demi and Neville beat him, and then Floyd, who I think was in the top 10 or 15 before all this, came back and got that. And it'll be interesting to see how many more people will try to do that, push that world record down. Oh yeah, and Oracle Dorkle, after getting the Zelda 2 world record, went and got the Faxanadu world record, but Boggle Dowdy came back to it pretty quickly. Here we go. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. Formula 1 Sensation was kind of fun because I forget if that was Mixmaster PJ's world record. I think it was. J-Fred got it. JKL figured out some new well, it actually wasn't even him figuring out the new stuff then. I think he just routed it better. J-Fred got it back. Then I got it using a different routing. I think I figured out you could RNG lock the weather if you just practice every level first and don't turn off the game. Then J-Fred got it back. Then I got it using JKL's don't bother steering strats. and then J-Fred got it back. Yes, 37 people, which is less than last year, got the Home Alone world record tie. Again, yeah, Louis got the Home Alone 2 world record briefly during an event that Scarface Nico was hosting. He, of course, got it back. Not 100% sure if the Karate Champ world record tangle is over yet, but there's some stuff going on with that one. Clash Ball all over the place. As you can see, many people tying what appears to be a final time on that one. Yes, King's Quest V was this year, and it does feel like it was ages ago. The Last Ninja, I remember JKL getting that world record, and then Jangle Storm getting it back a few months later. Some big ones. Lethal Weapon world record was pretty crazy. Legend of Zelda there in the center, just overlook it. Green Mario breaking the world record tie, I think, that he had with and Little Mermaid world record was really pretty elite, and Joseph H. Tobin Jr. getting that was pretty big. Lode Runner. There are a lot of world records that Tobin got this year that are just really strong ones that he managed to beat. Let's see. Maniac Mansion has went back and forth a few times. Mighty Final Fight went back a few times. I believe JKL literally taunted the entire country of Russia in one of those. Not to bring up random drama. Mutant Virus was, yes, the NES Atlas Link 7777 rivalry spanning multiple games now. Ms. Pac-Man seems like it might have a max time now, too. But you never know. For me, the most epic world record battle of this year was the Nintendo Campus Challenge world record. I left all of their names on, all of the world record changes on there just for fun, but they sometimes beat their own times. This was a game that didn't quite have the fullest set of routing, and Lack, who is an expert in Super Mario Brothers, and Mega Retroman, an expert in Dr. Mario, constantly tweaking back and forth. Yeah, that was the Mario Bros. Classic series. It's the PAL version, like it's a redone version of the game. Where else? I lost track of where I was. And it doesn't say on here, but Tegamech has completely obliterated the Nintendo World Championships world record. We had a whole lot of people tie the Othello world record. A lot of people tie... Well, they were tied with Pac-Man, and then it kind of changed a little bit, but... a whole lot of people tying the Pro Sport Hockey world record after it was a big tie, and then Beat Zero beat it by a second, and everyone had to go back. We got the Rad Racer 2 world record set by Ziggy. He said I was going to call him out during this video, so I had to. Remote control with the new kitchen manip, where you just go to the kitchen and don't play the game for a while. And, let's see. Road Fighter was kind of interesting. A bunch of people tying that one. Road Blasters was, I think, the last Dugong world record untied. I think he's got, Home Alone or something, but that NESCAR took. RoboCop was one of the last world records of the year that Tom Cav's got. I'm just kind of looking through, trying to pick out stuff. There was a brief Spy Hunter back and forth between Billick and NESCAR. Spy vs. Spy, which was on the Not Ran in 2024 list. Tom Cavs, I think, got it while Lack Attack was learning it, got the world record. Lack Attack got it back, and then Helvand took it after the Big 20. I think he was in the Big 20. Neural tied and then broke the Stack Up world record. I've seen Zoda streaming, even though he said don't look at his streaming. Zark beat the Super Dodgeball world record a couple of times, his own world record, and Strider, Cool Kid, beat his own world record there too. Yeah, it does. And here's the other half of the NES Atlas Link 7777 world record struggle. Super Glove Ball. Super Mario Brothers, the most popular game on the NES, speedrunning wise, or maybe in general, has had a fight for that world record. There was some monetary goal, which it looks like a Verge wound up winning. Oh, I'm apparently missing the Stack Up world record. Yeah, I kind of guessed on it, so Zoda has taken it back a few times. They've been flipping back and forth. Super Pitfall world record is notable because they've tried, like groups of people have tried to take that world record and failed, but finally went down this year with even more new strats to where the ceiling or or the basement on that time hasn't been figured out yet. Oh yeah, the TMNT Tournament Fighters was a lot of people pushing pretty hard on that one. Some people got really close to the world record, didn't quite get it. Let's see. Yeah, Top Gun stuff might still see some movement with that because whatever was unlocked in that game is still pretty new. Yes, it was Tournament Fighters was in the Big 20 and in Anubathon, that a lot of the Eastern European runners do. I think Demi and Neville hosts it, but let's see. What else do we have on here that's worth noting? Hey, Uncharted Waters music. I did improve the Uncharted Waters world record by 24 seconds. So instead of being 4 hours and 50 minutes, it's 4 hours and 49. Vegas Dream had a little bit of back and forth. Lack beat it by 1 second, then Beat Zero immediately beats it by another second. He thought there might be some more to that, but no. It's done. Hardcore took 3 of the Wheel of Fortune world records. I don't think she took that one. The Vanna White one's very different. It's like, I hope you like mashing. Well, Charcore had 1 month of extensive activity, and I think has retired now. Oh. I'll have to double check. I might have missed it. Oh. The Hyrexen effort and widget, I do remember that one. Junkyard Dave, I think, has finally stopped trying to get the last couple of frames out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's just completely squeezed that one dry. And then the last couple, and I counted 194 of the 706 games. So, not to overlook the Zen the Intergalactic Ninja fight between Zendoi, Kaibon, Pikachu, and Jack Pro. So, it's been fun. Now, in 2025, 128 prolific games received no runs. These are their stories. Or just the games that I saw no run. Again, this will be categorized by any game that had any sort of run, I went ahead and didn't count. So, I hope you like really small text. The ones that are in yellow are repeat games from the year before that nobody ran. So they're even less loved. Some games definitely surprised me on here. Captain Skyhawk surprised me. That was on here. And again, this isn't that people didn't speedrun them at all, but it's just, was there a PB somewhere? Has there been any sort of progression? Kickoff is a little bit surprising, but it's not that surprising. The amount of games that I've speedrun on these lists. Just not this last year. I had to double check on this one up here. Apparently, Junkyard Dave played it, but did not actually PB. So, and then of course the other half. So Shatterhand might be the most curious one on here. Okay, Shatterhand is a game that I know JKL is going to be speedrunning very soon. So, Skate or Die, Ski or Die, very short, easy game. Just didn't get any love this year. So, we got Nobunaga's Ambition 2 off of last year's list, but now Nobunaga's Ambition is on this year's list. Oh. A lot of Bubble Bobble. Three of the Bubble Bobble games of the 4 made it on here. And, there we go. Ultima 3 got spared. Alright. Games with the most new runners. Super Mario Brothers wins! Surprise! There are some that I didn't include because I've altered their categories. Tetris, I think, actually was #1 on this list, but I merged a category that's almost as popular as the main category, so basically doubled. Again, last year, I didn't mention it, last year Smart Alec kind of spearheaded an effort to get games that weren't run in 2024 to have a run in 2025, so I'm assuming he wants to do the same thing, but if you're curious, you know, hit him up or jump in the Prolifics Discord where there'll be links to all this stuff. Yes, DuckTales 2. If you wanted to question, like, you know, what is the Big 20 doing for speedrunning, how many of these games were in Big 20s? Strider was, DuckTales 2 was, TMNT was, Hattress was, there's DuckTales 1, just... yeah. Deja Vu was, Super Dodgeball was, Danny Sullivan was, Gremlins 2 was, Kabuki was, a lot of Double Dribble, there you go. Chippendale 2 wasn't. That one just had some new strats No, wait, no, Chippendale 2 was in the first one, right? Yeah. That was in the earlier one in the year. Wheel of Fortune was, so... the Big 20 having a very big influence over what games are being run, but also kind of means that, you know, people aren't running these games because they have to. I think Hattress in particular was a really big surprise. I think people really enjoyed that. Personal world record net increase for 2025. Neural having 18 total net world record increase. Beat Zero with 12. Zark with 8. He was tied for first last year with 11. So that's still huge. And you have yeah, like Demian, Joseph, Yelsrick, all were doing well, Yelsrick did kind of a world record push. Demian and Joseph, Neural, Beat Zero have all kind of done prolific pushes. Yeah, with a number of new world records. And the bottom here might be the most interesting, not to overlook anyone else, but Boromir, who came in, got a bunch of world records, and then deleted almost all of his times off of SRC. I still have most of it. I think all of it. Fuser, I think, completely new this year, or mostly new to speedrunning. J-Fred kind of pushing harder on the NES. He's been more traditionally into Sega. JKL considers this to be a down year. Mr. Pleasant 59 falls under everyone's radar, but loves to hit really difficult, lower played games. And here we have our awards list. We have Zark has 4, Tomcabs has won 4. Yeah, this is an award that is mostly just an evidence of an intense amount of effort in a month, or in some cases normal effort, and just nobody went crazy. I also made it this nice image here where I put all the words. Don't mind that the date coloring is different from sometimes. I just forget what colors I use for it. Yeah, I was gonna say, we have had a back-to-back winner before with Zark. We've not had 3 in a row. I don't suggest this. I very explicitly do not suggest trying to go crazy and running a whole bunch of games specifically for Prolifics in multiple months in a row. Thank you very much for this as we end. The end is finally here. It's a very long video. I apologize for the length. Did not mean for it to go this long, but I got rambly. This full spreadsheet will be available alongside on the YouTube page underneath, along with the comparisons link. There will be some changes coming very soon. 2 different things, which I can get into later. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer, but there'll be some actual physical changes to the systems. And there will be a change to the categories, which hopefully we can get a video out about the categories sooner than later, as I go through and finalize. So, thank you very much, and again, stay prolific.